In this video, we'll be breaking down the cost of living in Kitchener-Waterloo compared to Toronto and the GTA. We've been helping clients for years now make this big jump from Toronto to our area here in Kitchener-Waterloo, and it's always fascinating to see how they adjust to life here when they got used to those high costs in Toronto. We'll be breaking down the cost of housing, the cost of rent, transportation, and a few surprise costs you might not expect. It's no surprise, the biggest factor is the housing prices. Yeah, that's right, Vince. I mean, we've helped so many people move here because of the housing prices, and there's a client in particular, they were living just outside of Toronto in the Markham area, and they were surprised when they found out how much house they could get here for the same price that their townhouse was worth in Markham. Like, we sat down, we did a tour of the area for them, looked at the different neighborhoods and the price points, and you know, they were getting a house with a 2-car garage, a big backyard, spacious inside for the same price that they were paying for their tiny little squished in townhouse in Markham. Yeah, I've also had clients find homes in this area that they never thought they could afford in the GTA. One in particular, it was a husband and wife with 2 small kids. They were crammed into this small apartment in the GTA, and when they started looking for homes in the Waterloo region, they couldn't believe their eyes that they could find a house, a full house for them and their family in a good area with a sense of community, with a good school in the around. And it was basically the same price that they were paying for that small condo. So they were shocked at what they were able to afford in our region. It's funny because when we actually take these people out on tours and start looking at these homes, they are all shocked and surprised at how much more they can get here for the same price that you would pay in the GTA, or you know, homes that would be completely out of reach for them if they stayed in the GTA that they can get here, and it just completely changes their lives. They've got this space, the community, their family can grow, and they're just so much happier with being able to live here. And of course, this doesn't just relate to the house prices, but also to rental prices. If you're renting, some of those savings can be eye-opening. I have a friend personally that has been renting in the Toronto area, and just seeing those rent prices go up and up and up. Last time I checked, he was paying over $3,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, if he was to rent the same thing in Waterloo, that price would be only around $2,200. When I told him that, he was absolutely shocked. And honestly, I don't even know that I'd say that it's the exact same setup. Like here, you're getting units that are typically bigger. You'll get a storage locker along with it a lot of the times. And you're even getting parking included in that price, which I know personally that in Toronto, getting a parking spot with your unit is a whole luxury of its own. And it's something that we just consider a standard here. So there's a lot of young professionals, especially those that can work remotely, that are taking advantage of this because they're able to save on the rental costs of living, and then they can even travel more because they're not overburdened with those high rental prices. We're curious, are you currently living in a house or a condo? What's your dream setup? Would you rather be in a house with a spacious yard or in the condo city life? Let us know in the comments below. And now, if housing is a big factor for you and you're looking for somewhere that's more affordable where you can actually buy a house, we can help you out by helping you explore the different areas and find places that fit your lifestyle. So all you gotta do is reach out to us at the phone number on the screen, or send us an email, or give us a call, but the only way we can help you is if you actually reach out to us. Another huge factor is transportation, especially when you're used to that GTA traffic. I know that personally, I hate sitting in traffic, and when I drive into Toronto, I am livid. I'm sitting in traffic sometimes for hours on end just trying to move a few kilometers. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but seriously, it can feel like that sometimes. In Kitchener-Waterloo, not so much. You can literally get from one end of the city to the other in 30 minutes. Yeah, it's like they say, Toronto is an hour away from Toronto. One of the things people ask us most often, or like a request that they have when they're picking the area that they want to live in is to be within 20 to 25 minutes of downtown or the GO train. And
that's pretty much anywhere in the city.
yeah, exactly. For us, it's something we're accustomed to, just zipping around town. Everything here is within 25 to 30 minutes. So that ease of transportation is a completely different lifestyle than just sitting in that bumper to bumper traffic every day.
Yeah, it's funny because when I first started working with some clients that were coming from the GTA, they had just that request. They were like, oh, we need to be within 30 minutes of work. And I'm like, you can literally look anywhere within Kitchener-Waterloo and that's gonna satisfy that criteria.
Yeah, probably even as far out as Cambridge.
Yeah, in some cases, yeah.
So how does traffic actually relate to cost? I mean, sure, you're saving a little bit on gas and all that, but really it's the huge time savings you're getting. You're not wasting hours of your life sitting in traffic. You're able to spend it with your family or doing things that you actually like doing.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And another time saver and cost saver is parking. So finding parking in Toronto, sometimes you're driving around in circles looking for that spot, and you'd be hard pressed to find a free parking spot somewhere there. Whereas you can come even to the core of Kitchener or Waterloo and you'll find free parking on the streets in abundance.
Yeah, and there's lots of parking lots and garages. Like, parking's not really something that we're concerned about finding here. One thing that's not very different in terms of cost, and this is true for basically most cities across southwestern Ontario, is the cost of groceries. So whether you're going to Food Basics or Sobeys, you can expect to pay about the same prices in the GTA and as well in Kitchener-Waterloo. One thing that's not the same though is the cost of dining out and entertainment.
That's right. So a lot of people look towards Toronto from the surrounding cities as the place to be. There's so many things to do, and while that's true and it can be a lot of fun, it also racks up the bills because now you have so many more things that are going to be taking your time and money.
Yeah, and it's not just that they're taking your time and money, it's the cost of going to these different events and excursions. Like a dinner out in Kitchener-Waterloo is going to cost you way less money than a dinner out for two in Toronto. Like, you get 2 drinks in Toronto and you're already looking at a $50 bill. And then by the time the food comes in and you order dessert, it's like $100, $150 to dine out. Whereas you can go out for a nice dinner here at a nice restaurant for $60 to $80, I would say, would be a fair price.
And it's not like there aren't options in Kitchener-Waterloo. We have the Kitchener Auditorium, which has its own local sports teams. There's also Center in the Square that brings in some great acts. I've personally attended some events just this year, and they've brought in some awesome musicians. Even Whose Line Is It Anyway was around, so they've put on some fantastic events.
And it's all for a fraction of the cost that you will be paying for in the GTA. And the same thing with dining and restaurants. We have such a large variety of good restaurants here, cuisines from all over the world. So it's not like you won't be able to find places to go to, right?
Yeah, and honestly, there's an internal debate within my friend group as to whether or not the Waterloo food scene is actually better than the Toronto food scene. There's maybe a few less options here in Waterloo, but the quality is so good.
And it's cheaper. Yeah, Vince and I, if you don't know, are huge wrestling fans. We love the WWE, and they come every year to Kitchener-Waterloo at the Auditorium. Tickets were what, like $40 the last time?
I think they were like $20 to be honest.
Yeah, and we had amazing seats to check out all the action.
Plus, there's lots of events in Kitchener-Waterloo that attract people even from the GTA to come check them out.
Yeah, that's right. The biggest one I can think of would be our Oktoberfest, which is the biggest one outside of Germany that attracts a lot of people to the area.
And we have the Buskers Carnival, which comes every summer to Uptown Waterloo, and it's great for lots of family fun.
Yeah, you've also got things like the Jazz Festival, which happens in Uptown Waterloo, and then Kitchener's Blues Festival is huge. It attracts some big names. They shut down King Street. They have stages in front of City Hall. They have stages in Victoria Park. It's a huge event. And the best part about these events, Vince, is that most of them are actually free. They're put on by the city or the region, and you don't have to pay anything unless, of course, you're getting food or if you're grabbing a beer, but you're not going to be paying $25 for a beer.
Hey, did you know that we make these videos every week? Hit subscribe to stay up to date. Now, let's not forget about our young families with little ones that need childcare. What we found is that childcare in Toronto can be quite a bit more expensive than what we found locally here. Families in Waterloo do find that they can save a few $100s per month on childcare.
Yes, that is very true, but keep in mind, it is still in very high demand here, and there can be long waiting lists, especially for the regionally provided childcare. So if you are planning on moving here, you have a little one that needs to be put in daycare, make sure that you get that secured before you move here. Like for example, myself, when my child was born, we got on a waiting list right away, and that's what they recommend you do. So if that is something that you're in need of, make sure that's secured before committing to a move here. And speaking of kids, another reason that people choose to move to Kitchener-Waterloo out of all the different options is the quality of our education. We have some of the top elementary schools in the province. We've had a lot of parents reach out to us, and that's what they're looking for. They want to buy a house somewhere near a good school. And there's several different neighborhoods that you can choose from depending on your price point and still have your kids going to a good school.
And another added benefit of having your kids in schools in the Waterloo region is that once they're done secondary school, there's some top-notch universities and colleges in the area too. So if they want to further their education, they don't have to go too far away from home.
That's right. So we're talking about University of Waterloo, world renowned for its engineering programs. Wilfrid Laurier University, which attracts talent all over the world for their business programs. And then we have Conestoga College as well, one of the biggest colleges in Canada. So overall, living in Kitchener-Waterloo is significantly cheaper than living in the GTA. You're able to have a much more comfortable lifestyle with a bigger home and a space where your family can just grow without breaking the bank. If you're thinking about making a move here from the GTA and you just want to discuss the possibilities and see what's available for you, our phone number is on the screen. You can call or text us or even send us an email at the email on the screen here. We'd love to help you out, break things down for you, and see if it's a move that makes sense for you.
If you found the content helpful, give it a like and make sure you hit the subscribe button for more future videos like this.